ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Birds Flyby. The Eagles end the preseason tonight, kind of on a downward spiral there, as they get beat by the Cincinnati Bengals, 30-13. It was kind of close. Bengals kind of sloppy defensive play towards the end of the second half, with guys that are probably not going to be here. So give that for what it's worth here. As the game is about to go final, or it did go final. Literally, I just turned it off. It was like under 20 seconds or something. They just got a first down. The old Penn State quarterback, Sean Clifford, did that. So, again, they are Eagles finish 0-3 in the preseason, which I'm not worried about. It's more about kind of getting everything together. I will say this, the backups tonight for the Birds, especially at quarterback, Tanner McKee just did not have a good game tonight. 12 for 22, 55 yards. He did have an interception. Colt Payton came in later in the game. He was only 0 for 2. Andy Dalton did have a pretty decent game tonight. 12 for 19, 104 yards, 1 touchdown. Your rushing leaders in this game, I don't know what the hell. The stats just went away from me there. That was crazy. Let me try to get back out of this so I can see what the hell happened there. Yeah. All right, there we go. Game leaders. There you go. Anyway, Josh Johnson was 12 for 19 for 156 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Kendrell Bullock, 14 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown. He mainly got that in those second half. Really, if you look at it, the Eagles just looking at, I'm going to go again back over to Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee for 55 yards. His rating was a 41.1. Andy Dalton tonight a 95.1. Again, you have to kind of take that too with a grain of salt. I take it with a grain of salt because Dalton's a vet and he's in there against third stringers, playing most of the second half. So, again, Eagles got some decisions to make. And, one of these two guys, whether it be Tanner McKee or Andy Dalton, I don't think are going to be on this team. I think one of them will be dealt for some type of pick. So I don't know. As far as the running backs go tonight, I think Carson Steele made a really good impression. I don't know if he's going to make this team. Okay, Dameon Pierce, to me, I'm a big Dameon Pierce guy. I liked him when from his time in Houston. I just don't see him making this team as well. Shipley's had a good off season. They're going to keep Tank Bigsby, so there's 2 right there, along with Saquon Barkley. There's 3. So I really don't see them keeping a 4th one. If they do keep a 4th one, they will probably keep Carson Steele if they do. Again, tonight, Carson had a pretty decent game. 8 carries for 24 yards, averaging 3 yards a carry. But where he really kind of shined tonight in the game is 8 catches for 52 yards and a touchdown. Out of your wide receivers tonight, Quez Watkins, 2 catches, 7 yards. Mekhi Lemon, 3 catches, 3 yards. To me, I'm looking at this, just looking at it. I think E.J. Jenkins has a really small chance of making this team. Quez Watkins is not going to make this team. I don't think so. Samori Toure, I don't think he's going to make this team. And I'll tell you what, Elijah Moore, I think is going to have a hard time making this team as well. Stone Smart, maybe. Danny Gray might stick around. Britton Covey, I think he'll stick around just because of his being able to return punts. Cameron Latou, I think also will stick around as well as a blocking back. as they get ready for this regular season. Looking at the defense, man, at this defense right now, I just don't know. I think Gabe Hall's time here is gone. Um, I don't think AJ Espinosa is going to stick around. I really, truly don't. I think they're going to cut him. Um, you know, Ty Robinson had a less than stellar. Again, I'm looking at this. He had one tackle tonight, did Ty Robinson. So I would imagine that he was probably in not that long. He's had a great camp. I think he does deserve to make the team, and he does kind of bolster that middle. But I'm a big Gabe Hall guy too. I think Gabe Hall, you know, did pretty good. So, you know, it's going to be kind of hard to see just who stays and who gets cut. But there will definitely be some people getting cut off of this. Did McWilliams do enough to stay on this team? We'll have to wait and see. When did they gotta be down to 55? Or when does 53? I believe it's tomorrow. But I'm gonna put it in anyway. All right. I'm looking right now and it says yes. So on Sunday they have to be down to 30 on Sunday. So we'll know by then of when they're going to be down. Let me get you guys around the league. There are some games going on tonight around the league. So let's get to those. Right now in Lambeau. The Pack just went ahead with 20 seconds left to go in the game as the Packers are ahead of the Arizona Cardinals right now, 41-38. Wow, that's a high-scoring preseason game. The Seahawks and the Chiefs, they tied at 9 today, so they're going to finish their season with a tie. The Saints right now, the Saints beat the Cowboys in Dallas today, 27-24. It's the Broncos 20, the Vikings 6 with about just under 8 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Also today, the Jaguars beat Tampa Bay. Jaguars beat Tampa by a score of, I just seen it. Where the hell was it? 19-0. You also had the Panthers beating the Texans 16-13. It was the Falcons 17-12 over the Dolphins. The Ravens crushed the Commanders 41-3. And going off of the games yesterday, Steelers lose to the Bills by 28-27. It was the Patriots getting smoked by the Browns 37-13. It was the Niners 18-12 over the Raiders. Rams 20-18 over the Chargers. Begins this week as we go down the list here. It was the Giants 23-6 over the Jets. And coming up tomorrow at 1 o'clock, you have the Colts hosting the Lions. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Titans hosting the Bears. And then we get ready for week one. So week one, Wednesday, September 9th. That's right. You heard me say this. Wednesday, Seattle will host New England in the kickoff game this year on NBC. It will be 8:20 start. Thursday, the next night, September 10th, the Rams will host the 49ers in Australia. And then everybody else is September 13th, with the exception of the Broncos and Chiefs. They will play the first Monday night game, as you will take a look. Week one, just give you a quick rundown of who we have on this matchups for week one. Saints are going to be in Detroit. I can't wait for the lines to come out on this. When the schedule comes out, usually I will see what the lines are and go and just place a quick little bet when the schedules come out. They usually have week one done, and I'll play it back in May. I'll throw a few dollars on it and play some games or I'll do the whole slate, throw a buck on it, see what happens. I didn't do that this year, so I'm really interested to see what these lines are going to look like come September 8th. Because really, if you look at it, we'll have our show here with Props, Locks, and Parlays, me and Paul. Okay, but then right after that, man, literally the next 2 nights we got pro football games. So make sure you check into that. Also, guys, on the network, roughly at about, I'm probably going to go another like 5 minutes or so. But after that, Big Al will have you covered with the Phillies. Phillies out on the left coast. He will be bringing you the Friday Night Frenzy. So make sure you guys tune in for that. This is our schedule for the week. As you can see, Saturday, the best of It's a Wrap Sports Network for the week. And then after that, you have the post game, which is Phillies at Angels, and it's the one and only Matty B. Matty B trying to pad his stats on the Fightins final for the leaders. So he's trying to pad his stats and catch me in the standings. Even though he's done more games. He's done more games, folks. I will not say that. He's the hardest working man here at It's a Wrap Sports. But percentage-wise, he hasn't caught me yet. So he's trying to pad his stats over there. So he's got both Saturday and Sunday. And, of course, Sunday morning, me and Al get back at it with you. By that time, you will have probably close to the rumors of who is covering what. So, or who's been cut, who's been stayed, if there's any trades that are made. So we will definitely be on the loop for that on Sunday morning. And, of course, on Sunday night as well, the return. That's right, Matty B. And the final word returned to you guys on Saturday. Or he returned Sunday night. I'm sorry. Full schedule this week, he says, guys. Full schedule. Matty B working hurt. He showed his hand the other night. He probably pissed off a 12-year-old somewhere. Kid probably hit him with a bat. I'm going to let you know this now. Let me take this over here. I'm going to say this now. Matty pissed off a 12-year-old and got hit with a bat and just doesn't want to say it. He probably called a ball strike and the kid turned around and whacked him in the hand. So, but yeah, simple little jabs we take. And guys, Tuesday night, I'm going to put it back up here. Me and Paul are back. We did make some picks this week in those kind of week 0 games. Paul took Townsend -3.5, Nova tonight -11.5, and then North Dakota State tomorrow -3.5. I have Nova, North Dakota, both of those games, but I took UVA tomorrow over NC State at -5.5. So we'll check and see how we both did on those. And then, that's right, Wednesday night, guys, Wednesday night, it is the debut for 2026. The Happy Valley Huddle with yours truly. No longer a post-game show or pre- and post-game. It is now a weekly show. I will get you ready for week 0 as Penn State looks to kick off the 2026 season and the Matt Campbell era with Rocco Beck as your quarterback up there in Happy Valley. So cannot wait for that, guys. Make sure you guys tune in for that as well. Guys, Birds lose tonight. And they lose pretty badly. Offense, Tanner McKee not looking good. Andy Dalton, did he help his case? If he did, who did he audition for? Is Howie going to pull the trigger and make some moves? This all is yet to be seen as we get ready, as we gear towards September 13th. Little more than 2 weeks away from this. From that, you figure literally 2 weeks from Sunday is when we kick off. Next week, guys, will be Memorial Day. So you already know there's no football then, but 2 weeks from Sunday, it goes, and it goes for real. Washington comes to the link to take on the Birds. And what type of offense? How is this Sean Mannion offense going to look? How's the running game going to look? How's the offensive line going to look? The defense, I'm not worried about the defense. I think this defense is legit. I think it's going to be one of the best in the league. They will be able, I think, to help the Eagles kind of navigate through the early part of this season until the offense is able to catch up. Now, I kind of look at this thing half full. Matty B calls it homerism, but the reports that we've been hearing about Jalen Hurts throwing over the middle, getting picked off. Me personally, I hope he gets every interception out his system in training camp. If he does that, then hey. But I do like some of the new wrinkles that I've seen with this offense, the more motion. Even with the open practice, with a team with a defense that sees this every day, they were able to create wrinkles in the open practice, which, by the way, Jalen had a horrible practice. There was people that were down there. If you were down for the open practice Tuesday night, you heard the rumblings. Like, man, he didn't look good. Tried to throw the ball over the middle, got picked off twice. Okay, but you also got to remember, the guy that picked him off was Reek Woolen, who's a former Pro Bowler. So, and I think with the way that defense is, the defense is ahead of the offense right now, as it should be. And I'm really liking this defense, especially if they keep a guy like Ty Robinson, who had a tremendous camp. Again, I think Gabe Hall is on the outside looking in. I think if he clears waivers and doesn't get picked up by anybody, I think they bring him back on the practice squad. My only thing is, I'm wondering, are they going to be able to get the quarterback, what the hell's his name, Cole Payton? I'm wondering if the Eagles can sneak him through and either keep him on as the third quarterback or keep him as the third quarterback, or if they give him a roster spot. I look at Cole Payton as the Eagles version of Taysom Hill. He has a lot of similarities to Taysom Hill. He can run with the football. He had a couple running yards tonight, last week. I'm sorry. He had a couple runs last week. He was only in for a couple plays this week. So he got in late in the game. But Cole Payton's a guy that I can see them using wrinkle plays for, and especially with a lot of motion and stuff like that. Questions got to be answered. Did Dameon Pierce show enough to make this team? I don't think he did. I think Dameon Pierce will be cut. I do think he'll get picked up somewhere. He's a former 1,000-yard back. He will help somebody. Carson Steele, I think, makes this team. I think he's done everything right to make this team. I think it would be a tragedy if he didn't make this team. If something were to happen to a Will Shipley or, God forbid, a Tank Bigsby, or even if Saquon Barkley goes down, you can kind of throw him in the rotation. Not saying that he would pick up their production, but, he's a very good pass-catching running back. And I think with this offense, you're going to need all available good hands that you have. So, again, looking at tonight, let's go over the stats for the game. Bengals with 420 yards of offense in this game. Eagles with 210. Passing yards. The Bengals had almost as many passing yards as the Eagles had in total offense. 209 to 140. Rushing yards, 211 to 70. Vic Fangio is going to be heated when he watches the tape of this game. On my way from being out watching the game, on my way home, I kind of heard the two touchdowns that were scored, and Jesus God, like the way it was described on the radio, the Eagles were just sloppy tackling. Yards per play, 6.6 yards for the Bengals, 3.6 for the Birds. First downs, 25-14 in favor of Cincinnati. Third down conversions, 7 for 13 were the Bengals. Eagles 6 for 15. Fourth downs, 1 for 1, which was at the end there. Eagles 0 for 1. Total plays, 64-59. Cincinnati allowed 1 sack. Eagles allowed 3 punts. Eagles had 5 punts in this game. 5. Penalties and yards, 8 penalties for 49 yards for the Bengals, 6 penalties for 30 yards against the Eagles. They did lose. Cincinnati lost 2 fumbles. Eagles had 1 interception. Time of possession, 34 minutes, 21 seconds for Cincinnati, 25-39 for the Birds. Eagles made 40 tackles to Cincinnati's 20. Field goals made 3 for 3 were Cincinnati, 2 for 2 for Jake Elliott and the Birds. And finally, red zone conversion, 2 for 4 for Cincinnati. Eagles 1 for 1. So again, your final score from the link tonight as the Eagles close out this preseason and they get ready for 2 weeks for the Washington Commanders. Now they have 2 weeks. 30-13 is your final. Big Al is coming up literally in a few minutes. So I'm going to get off of here so Big Al can get on here. Make sure you guys tune in to him. Friday Night Frenzy. He will bring up the Birds preseason game. He'll probably touch more on what I'm talking about. We're going to go over it again on Sunday. Also, little teaser for Sunday with me and Al. Connor McDavid, trade to the Flyers, really starting to take wings here. I got called crazy on X about a month ago for talking about it and people saying I didn't know hockey. The same rumor that I heard a month ago is now really starting to take a lot of momentum. Now, whether it gets done or not is to be seen, but it's really picked up some steam over the last, I'd say, week and a half or so. A lot of local radio here has been talking about that. So, again, check that out. And again, guys, here's the Eagles schedule. It gets live 2 weeks, Washington, home for Washington, at Tennessee, at Chicago, home against the Rams, Jacksonville in London, home for Carolina and Dallas, at Washington, home for New York, the bye, home for Pittsburgh, at Dallas on Thanksgiving Day, at Arizona, home for Indy, home for Seattle, home for Houston, at San Francisco, at the New York Giants. There is your 2026 Philadelphia Eagles schedule. Honestly, guys, objectively looking, I can really see the Eagles getting anywhere between 11 and 13 wins. And the reason I say 11 and 13, they do have some clunkers in there. I don't believe Indy is as good. I don't believe Arizona's god awful. Pittsburgh is here. They never win here. Okay. Carolina's here. I don't believe in Jacksonville at all. They do have some young talent. I don't believe in them. I do think they beat Tennessee. So, again, I will say this as we look at this Eagles schedule and before we head out of here. When you look at that Eagles schedule, just keep in mind one thing. If you're a lifelong Eagles fan, you will know this, and it happens every year. The Eagles will lose a game that they are, in fact, we have circled as a win. And they will win a game that we do not think they have a chance at winning. That is Eagle football. It's been that way my whole life. A lot of those games that I, as a kid, looking up, saying, they're not going to win this one, and they end up winning, was usually one of the 2 games with the Cowboys. So just looking at that, again, kind of keep that in mind when you look over that schedule. Between 11, I getting to 11 this year, I don't think that would be enough to get them the division. I think the Cowboys are better. I think the Giants will be better. Washington, I'm not sold on. I think their defense is horrible. Jaden Daniels, they get rid of one aging wide receiver to bring in another. And poor Terry McLaurin, that guy should be asking for a trade because he's just wasted away down there. All right, guys, I'm going to end it. Birds lose 30-13. Thank God preseason's over. We get on to some real football 2 weeks from Sunday. I will see you then. And go Birds. Get ready for Big Al. The Fighting's final, Friday Night Frenzy combined, is next here on It's a Wrap. Go Birds. Go Phils.